To move forward, the skin must now be returned to flexibility.
The material remained fragile. The challenge remained enormous.
Automation assists, it does not decide. Skilled operators guide each skin, compensating for natural irregularities. Snake skin became a signal, not of wealth alone knew, but of access. Access to rare material. Rehydration does not happen in still water. Rotating drums ensure even exposure, gentle agitation, and consistent moisture penetration.
Successful scraping leaves a surface clean, uniform, and receptive. Chemicals will now penetrate evenly. Tanning occurs inside sealed, rotating drums. Rotation ensures even chemical penetration. Speed.
At this moment, the skin is no longer skin. Its fibers are chemically stabilized. It will not decay.
Tanning secures survival. But survival alone does not create luxury. The next stages will refine.
Suction removes moisture while holding the leather flat. Snake skin is thin, far thinner than cow or calf leather. Its collagen fibers are tightly packed but shallow. Wimpy. Snake skins arrive in different preservation states. Some are heavily salted to inhibit bacterial growth.
Inspection begins before any chemical treatment. Inspectors assess symmetry, scale integrity.
The scraping process never contacts the scales directly. Blade height is calibrated to remove tissue beneath, without distortions.
Scraping errors are immediate and irreversible. Tears form along weak points. Overscraping causes thinning that fails under stress.
Holdings. For premium products, hand dyeing is still used.
Stretching frames lock leather into its intended dimensions. Tension is applied evenly, enough to prevent shrinkage, but not enough to distort scale geometry. After dyeing, color must be fixed. Controlled drying prevents pigment migration and blotching.
Color must endure handling, light, and time. Testing simulates years of use. Failure here means rejection.
Dyeing gives leather its identity. But color alone does not create luxury.
Before any coating is applied, the surface must be clean. Finishing coatings form a microscopic protective layer. They resist moisture, abrasion, and UV exposure.
Surface defects are unforgiving. Bubbles, streaks, or uneven gloss cannot be hidden once the leather is cut.
Heat cures finishing layers. It accelerates bonding and stabilizes the surface.
Colors. At this stage, the leather is finished, but not yet approved.
Luxury production begins with exclusion. The leather must bend without cracking, lifting scales, or losing shape.
Yield loss is not failure, Hal. It is expectation. In some facilities,
grading decides value, but not form. The leather has earned approval. Now it must be transformed into something functional and beautiful.
Cutting does not begin with machines. It begins with observation. Snake skin is irregular by nature.
Some factories use computer-assisted cutting. Scanners map usable surface area.
Hand cutting offers maximum control.
Waste is inevitable, but managed carefully. Smaller offcuts may become wallet interiors or...
Cutting defines form, but not strength. Snake leather alone cannot carry load. The next step builds structure beneath the surface.
Backing materials provide structural support.
Adhesives must bond securely, yet remain flexible. Too rigid, and the leather cracks. Too weak, and layered.
Heat activates adhesives. Pressure ensures uniform contact. Timing controls penetration depth, preserving surface texture.
Stress concentrates at specific points. Handles, corners, and seams receive additional reinforcement.
Reinforcement provides strength. Cutting provided form. The next step will unite these pieces down permanently. Snake leather cannot be stitched like fabric or calf leather. Its surface structure, thickness variation, and scale.
Needles are chosen by diameter and tip geometry.
Stitch tension determines how force is distributed. Too tight and holes elongate.
Certain areas cannot rely on machines alone. Handles, corners, and anchor points are often hand-stitched. Stitching defects are unforgiving. Missed stitches, uneven spacing, or tension flaws weaken the seam. Repairs are limited.
Not structural. The bag now exists. Hardware materials are chosen for strength, corrosion resistance, and surface smoothness. Rough edges damage leather fibers. Poor plating degrades with skin oils and humidity.
Weight must never rest on snake leather alone. Loads are transferred through hidden reinforcement layers.
Handle attachments are engineered first. Reinforcement, stitching, and hardware alignment work together.
Moving components introduce friction. Zippers must glide without pulling or catching. Improper alignment leads to scale abrasion and seam stress.
Edge finishing begins with preparation. Surfaces must be smooth and even to accept paint uniformly.
Edge paint is not decorative paint. It is a flexible polymer compound designed to bend with the leather. Too rigid and it cracks. Too soft and it peels.
Finished edges are tested through repeated flexing. Edge sealing protects structure and appearance. The bag is now durable at its most vulnerable points. What remains is proof, testing that confirms it will last. Hardware gives the bag function. Structure gives it strength. What remains is refinement to all and protection.
Hardware is tested under stress. Handles endure repeated load cycles. Zippers are opened and closed thousands of times.
Fatigue damage occurs through repetition, or not overload. Automated rigs simulate thousands of carry cycles. Minor flaws compound under repeated motion. Stress testing confirms durability, not perfection. Only bags that survive pressure proceed forward. Once approved, the bag is no longer a work in progress. It is a finished object, ready to be presented to the world. Outer boxes protect against impact and compression. Their design reinforces brand identity. The box is the first physical interaction the customer has with the product.
Shape retention is critical during storage and shipping. Internal supports prevent collapse, creasing, and deformation.
Luxury accepts loss. Not every material survives the journey. Scarcity is not marketing, it is the result of discipline. At this point, production ends. The object is complete, protected, and presented. What remains is
The finished object appears effortless, but effort has been hidden by design.
As you can see, the drying process has caused significant warping and curled edges. This leads to severe scale distortion.
Drying fixes the leather's form. What remains is refinement. Color, texture, and finish will now define its identity.
Snake leather is not a uniform surface. Scales are dense, keratin-rich structures. The membrane between them is soft. Dyes are formulated to bond with collagen fibers. Molecular size determines penetration depth. Too shallow, color.
Luxury snake leather often features tonal variation. Gradients emphasize scale geometry and depth.
Most snake leather is dyed through immersion. Rotating drums distribute dye evenly while preventing creasing. Speed and duration determine shade, depth, and uniformity.
Across ancient civilizations, the snake symbolized power, rebirth, and authority.
Exotic materials moved slowly across the world. Snake skins traveled through trade routes, salted, dried, and limited in quantity.
Historically, snake skins were sourced from the wild.
Each skin is part of a batch. That batch links species, origin, export permits, and transport history.
When snake skins arrive at the factory, they are not yet materials. They are biological matter.
Before snake skin can become leather, it must be returned carefully to a flexible state.
Remains. Snake skin is not inert. It is a biological structure made primarily of collagen, water, and protein.
Salt curing works by removing water, the single most important requirement for bacterial life. In some cases, chemical preservatives are used to stabilize the skin further.
With tissue removed, the skin is no longer biological waste. It is now a prepared substrate, ready for transformation.
Untanned skin is temporary. Bacteria, moisture, and enzymes continue to break collagen apart. Tanning interrupts this.
Collagen fibers give skin its strength and flexibility. In raw form, these fibers absorb water easily and collapse just as easily.
Chrome tanning uses chromium salts to bond with collagen fibers. The process is fast, often completed in hours.
Vegetable tanning relies on natural tannins extracted from plants. The process is slower, sometimes taking weeks.
pH determines how chemicals interact with collagen. Too acidic, fibers weaken. Too alkaline, are bonded.
Once it leaves the factory, the object enters life. It is no longer a process. It becomes experience.
From nature to discipline to permanence. This is how exotic luxury is made.